This is Danielle with media for the Bluegrass Brawl in Lexington, Kentucky. On the line with Ben Sergent, who is officially ending his amateur career and making his pro debut at Bluegrass Brawl 11, Kentucky versus Canada, right here at Heritage Hall, February 21st. I definitely had a few questions up my sleeve for Ben and just went to dig right in it. Ben, thanks for being here and debuting your first pro fight with Bluegrass Brawl. We're really looking forward to seeing you fight February 21st.
Thank you, and it's a big deal, and I really think it is a big deal, and I'm still super excited, and I'm so anxious to get in there and freaking, I get it, fight again. I love the fight, so.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, like I said, in your last amateur fight, you made quite a statement, and that seemed to rattle some people's cages. So what can we expect to see February 21st against Brandon Howard? Do you know your opponent?
I know him very well. What I've been telling people, fighting him is trying to control a car crash, because he's so overly aggressive, just throwing hands wild.
Yes.
And goes for takedowns and just goes crazy. And the thing is people might laugh at people just throwing your hands crazy, but if I would much rather fight a technical striker than I would just a crazy madman, because the technical striker, you know what to expect.
Yes.
You know what angles they're coming from. You know what's coming.
Right.
But with a guy like Brandon Howard, you just don't know what to expect, and that's the beauty of this fight. It's so beautiful. I'm going to be a very well prepared, controlled madman.
That is such a conundrum. All right, so I'm going to switch gears here a little bit. Action MMA, switching camps a little bit. Tell me more about that transition and why that was such a crucial decision for you in your pro fighting career.
Yeah, absolutely. When I switched camps, some people think, the gym he came from wasn't good enough or this and that. It's not about being good enough or, doing anything. It's just about what Ben needs. I switched from Bad Dog to Reaction MMA. It's not about who's better and who's worse and this and that. It's just what Ben needs in his life. Everybody's different, absolutely different. Owner of Reaction MMA, and he's a black belt under Georgia Jill, and it's jiu-jitsu and e-work is very important to me, and that's one reason I switched, and just the atmosphere, the training partners, and the stand-up. I go in there and I'm continuously getting beat up. Every day I go in there and I train my butt off, and I'm always getting beat up. I'm always getting beat.
Right.
I'm always. When I'm done after class, I'm like, shoot, that guy beat me up. I'm gonna have to figure out how to get him next. I'm gonna have to figure out how to beat his style.
Ben Sergent time. Tell me more about what that means and what we can expect to see in that time. Is this more of a developmental phase for you? Is this more of a emotionally and mental development for you as you're continuing on with your pro career?
Yeah, it's all the above. It is emotional for me because I'm actually, I'm finally putting into play of what I've dreamt about doing and what I want to do with myself. And this is my time. Ben Sergent time is, it's just I'm not going to hold back anymore. I'm not going to hold back from. I still will. I'll be smart by taking my fights and stuff. I'm not going to, take a fight that I'm obviously going to lose, but, I do want a hard fight, something that I look at, I'm like, ooh, that's a challenge, and I'm going to go after it. And I'm not going to take any more breaks off. I'm not going to take any more time off to do this, do that. And I'm really going to really go after.
Well, that's definitely Ben Sergent time. I'm probably 30 minutes early on Ben Sergent time then. We'll just call that the BST. This leads right into our next question. Tell us about your typical training day. What's it like for you to go from amateur to pro in training years, if you will?
Well, what I usually do is I've been doing a lot in this training camp because of the weather. It's been so horrible outside, so it's kind of, you can run in the snow, which you see in Rocky 3 when he fights the big Russian, Rocky Balboa, but it's hard to run on ice, but I'm not making that excuse anymore, and I'm getting my road work in right now. And it's usually about 3 to 6 miles I run in the morning, and then then I'm getting on to, I'm putting that into my training, and then I'll go around noon to 1 o'clock and go train with Rob, do some jiu-jitsu, do conditioning, come back, eat. I'll eat like a sweet potato with some honey and almond butter, just for energy. And I'll go back to the gym and I'll train whatever we're doing that. I'll do jiu-jitsu again, or I'll do, sparring again, conditioning again, or I'll take a stand-up class, or, it's whatever's in the books. But, I really keep it balanced with getting a lot of conditioning is on top of that, and running keeps my head clear, running keeps my weight down, and running keeps me well-winded, well-conditioned. So
great. So that's a great kind of outlook for people wanting to know what the day-to-day may look like for you when you are going from amateur to pro, and what that kind of built-up endurance is. Absolutely. Okay, last question, Ben. What kind of inspiration do you give to the up-and-coming MMA fighters, the future brawlers, if you will, who are training in their mom's basement and garage, who are making the extra miles through the wrestling team, or they just are passionate about MMA? What kind of encouragement or inspiration do you offer them to go the distance?
Well, I would like to say what Frank Mir. A lot of people don't like Frank Mir because of his attitude or whatnot, but he has the right to be cocky and be all about himself through what he's been through. But he says to be consistent, and that's something I haven't been, and that's why I haven't done what I need to do. I have so many good friends that are actually in the UFC or already been in the UFC because they've been consistent and they've surpassed me. Be consistent. Always be consistent. At least get into the gym. At least training 3 times a week. At least. If even if you don't want to, get those 3 days in. And you don't have to go balls to the wall every day, 3 days. Be consistent with it. Have fun with it. Make it fun. And Frank Mir once said a quote. It's his biggest fear is to die and go to heaven and see a mirror image of what he could have been.
Right.
What he could have been, what he could have failed at. That's just not fighting. That's also, business, any achievements. Just think about yourself dying and going to heaven and looking at, and meeting the person you should have been, the person you could have been if you would have just, done that one thing each day. And that's, you gotta really go for it, because nobody else in life cares about your individual dream.
And that's a wrap, folks. Special thanks to Ben Sargent as he makes his pro debut February 21st at Bluegrass Brawl 11, Canada versus Kentucky at Heritage Hall. You can still get your tickets at our brand new website at bluegrassbrawlmma.com. You can also follow us via social media for free tickets to our live events by subscribing to our e-blast. Until then, join us next time for more Brawl Talk.